everyone, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. So if you're new around here and you didn't read the title, then today's video is a coffee talk. It's officially the first one of February, and yeah, so if you don't have a nice hot cup of coffee or tea or juice or whatever you drink, go get yourself one and then come back to this video. Alright, so do you have your coffee? Okay, good, because we're gonna get into some real deep shit right now. So a couple of weeks ago, I was on Pinterest, like all of us, and I came across this well, it's a photo, but it's a quote. And so the quote said, "Have you ever wondered what hurts the most? Saying something and wishing you hadn't, or not saying something and wishing you had?" So think about that for a second. Have you ever said something to someone and then gone, "Oh my god, why did I say that? What?" And then later you're just sitting there thinking like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have even talked about that. That was not something I needed to say." And you're just like, crap. But on the other hand, have you ever been with someone and then thought like, "Oh, I should probably tell them this," but you don't for whatever reason, and then later you're thinking, crap. One experience I have with that is one time I went to it was a party, I guess. I went to a party with a friend, and earlier in the day she had asked me if this dress looked good on her, and I was like, "Yeah, girl, it looks great," but really that dress did not look good on her. But she liked the dress. She had told me over and over and over how she loved this dress, and truthfully we didn't have time to go and get another dress, so I didn't want to discourage her or make her feel bad or make her feel something, or make her wear something she didn't really want to wear, right? So of course whenever she asked me, I was like, "Yeah, girl, that dress looks good on you." I didn't tell her that the dress didn't look good. It was way too tight. It was not appropriate for the situation, but I didn't tell her. So then we go to the party, and later she looked so uncomfortable once we got there and realized she was way overdressed. Her dress was way too small and it did not look good on her in pictures. And I felt like an awful friend because I didn't tell her that her dress didn't look good. Now granted, that's more of a casual moment. I probably should have told the girl, but I didn't. Anyways. But a lot of people say this whenever someone passes away. You know, they have someone who passes away and they didn't get to say the last thing they wanted to say to them, or they're fighting with them, and you think about it, you're like, fuck, I wish I would have said that to them. I wish that I would have made amends, or I wish that I would have at least tried, but they didn't, right? And so for a lot of different reasons, I'm kind of a blunt person. A lot of people have called me that. I say whatever comes to mind. I have a really bad habit of not filtering what I say, especially maybe not so much around my family, but really with my friends. I have a bad habit, if I think something, I say it or I text it. And so sometimes that's gotten me into a couple of pickles where I shouldn't have said it, but I said it anyways, and that has caused a couple of arguments. I have lost a couple of friends because of the reason. And it is what it is. It is, can't change it, but it has happened. And I will say, being a blunt person, sometimes I think back and I'm like, damn it, I shouldn't have said that. It wasn't my place. But I also have times where I do filter myself and I think, why didn't I say that to that person? Why didn't I tell them this or tell them that? Especially in fights or arguments. I always think about everything I could have said 30 minutes later after the fact, and I'm like, damn, I could have said that and I didn't say that. So to tell you which one's worse, I have no clue. But just think about what's worse to you. Honestly, to me, not saying something is probably worse. Not telling someone that their dress is too tight, or that I love them, or that I forgive them for whatever they did. Those little moments, they do kind of matter, and you sit back and you're like, oh, I wish I would have said that, or there's another saying, you never know when the last time will be the last time. So like my grandpa that passed away last April, I'm grateful that I did get to say I loved him. You know, I did get to see him a couple months prior to that. But then I think about it and I'm like, man, I wish I would have done more. You know, and granted, there's a lot more to that, but situations like that, like where I wish that I could have done more, but at the same time, it was out of my control in some aspects. You know, there's things with exes where I wish I could say something to them one last time. The point is, you know, sometimes, especially for me, I feel like this, you know, you never know when the last time is going to be the last time. I can't tell you how many last times I've had and then thought about it later and be like, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have said that. I wish I could have changed that situation. I wish that I wouldn't have said this, or I wish I would have said that. You know, and I think that's what scares a lot of people, is that like you're so worried about losing someone, or you know, the last time that you don't say whatever it is you're gonna say because you don't want to offend someone and that be the last time. You know, you don't want to start an argument with someone and it be the last time you ever argue with that person. You know, but I think on the other hand, it also forces people to say things they don't necessarily mean. You know, I can tell you through breakups, you know, I said shit that I didn't mean, but it was just because I was angry. And thinking back, I'm like, why did I say that? Why did I even think that that was okay to say? But because in that moment, it wasn't bad, it wasn't inappropriate, it was just not the best. And that's life, you know, you say things and you do things and you move forward. But what's worse, not saying something and wishing you had, or saying something and wishing you hadn't? Because I have no clue. I mean, like I said before, for me personally, I personally believe that you should say what comes to mind. I think that there are moments and times when you should filter yourself, putting that out there. But I do think that for the most part, you should say what you have to say. You should say your piece, and you should own your piece, because if you don't, you know, it's just gonna eat you up inside. That's all that's gonna happen. You're gonna get upset and you're gonna be sad, and that's worse. That is so much worse. I've always been this way. Trust me, there's proof of this that's very cringy, where I have to say whatever it is I have to say. Like it will eat me alive to the point where like I can't function. So like I just say whatever it is I have to say, and I put it out there and I own it and I live it, and that's that. Well, it looks like that's all I have to talk about today. That was a very short coffee talk. I'm sorry y'all, but it is what it is. If you like this video, go ahead, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, comment down below, what do you think is worse? Do you think not saying something and wishing you had is worse, or do you think that saying something and wishing you had not said it is worse? Let me know down in the comments. I will definitely love to hear what you have to say and what your opinion is on that matter. And if you have any experience in that situation, comment down below. I think it's good for all of us to have some like guidance in the situation, because who doesn't need guidance? Anyways, if you want to hit the red subscribe button right down below, that would mean the world to me. We are officially at 400 subscribers if I don't lose one when I upload the video, right? Always happens. Anyways, not the point. And if you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, it is at LoveMeganAnn. And if you want to follow my blog, it's linked down in the description below, along with all my social media handles. And yeah, I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.
By the road with an ache in my head, in the wrong side of town.